This mod reminds me of a very spooky song.
Spooky, 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 spooky. Oh no, it's a skeleton. Spooky, 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 spooky. What's that? It's a skeleton.
Yo, what is going on, Twistificates? My name is Damon and welcome back to another Minecraft mod review. Today we're checking out Popular MMO's RPG mod. Now the YouTuber Popular MMO teamed up with an awesome mod developer to create this RPG mod. Now one thing I do want to mention, this is a work in progress mod. It's actually in pre-alpha and there is a ton of stuff that needs to be added, but so far there's awesome things like cool new mobs, items, and weapons. So definitely an awesome mod, guys. So let's see if we can just take 1 second to smack the like button. Let's see if we get to 100 plus likes on this video. I definitely do appreciate you guys' support, and yeah, so do that down below. Anyways, let's get started with the mod. Alright, so first things first, let's take a look at some of the awesome items, weapons, and blocks added with this mod. First off, we have the Scythe. The Scythe is basically this awesome new weapon that the Grim Reaper mob carries around. Now the Grim Reaper I'll be showing you in just a second, explaining everything you need to know about him, but this is basically his weapon of choice. Alright, moving on, we have the Transcendent Sword. Now this really has no explanation so far, but this has 1000 attack damage. So the Transcendent Sword is definitely a powerful weapon. Currently it does not have an owner and you cannot craft it, but it still does 1000 attack damage like I mentioned. And the Scythe does only 8 attack damage, slightly better than a Diamond Sword. So the last weapon we have is the Pumpkin Mace, and you basically craft this by using this crafting recipe. You use a pumpkin with 2 sticks and you get the Pumpkin Mace, and this does 8 attack damage much like the Scythe. And basically guys, to craft the Scythe you need 2 blocks of iron and a stick, so definitely not worth it because you could definitely craft a lot more iron swords using these blocks of iron. Now in addition to the weapons added in this mod, we also have 4 awesome new blocks that give you special abilities. These blocks basically spawn around a haunted house which spawns on the plains biome. Now currently, like I mentioned, is a work in progress, so I have not actually seen one of the haunted house, but I will put a picture of it right on the screen right now. And basically that structure is supposed to spawn in the plains biome and these blocks are supposed to occupy it. So definitely pretty cool. So each block has their own special ability. First off, we have the bone block, and when you walk over the bone block it basically gives you weakness 3 for about 20 seconds. So definitely keep away from this block because it'll definitely make your bones kind of weaker and definitely make it easier for the mobs or the bosses to kill you. Those bosses including the evil pumpkin as well as the Grim Reaper. Alright guys, so moving on, we have the skull block, and I needed to take off shaders for this one because it adds in an awesome blindness effect when you walk over it. So if you go ahead and just walk over this block, it basically gives you blindness for 20 seconds. So definitely stay away from this one because it will cause you death. So that's basically why it has a skull on the block. So definitely awesome. So let's go ahead and drink some milk and then move on to the next block, which is the night vision block. Alright, so let's grab some more milk so we can take off that night vision potion effect once we acquire it. So let's go ahead and just walk over this, and basically guys, this gives you night vision yet again for 20 seconds. So if you go ahead and just change it to midnight, you can see I can see perfectly fine in the darkness. So definitely this could be very useful compared to these 2 other hostile blocks. They're very dangerous towards you and you definitely don't want to interact with them if you're fighting any of our bosses. Alright, so let's go ahead and change it back to noon and then walk on the last block, which is the regeneration block. So the regeneration block basically does what it's called, and it basically just gives you regeneration 3 for about 20 seconds. So definitely very useful if you're fighting the boss yet again. So these 2 are helpful blocks and these 2 are basically bad blocks. Alright guys, so moving on, let's test out our awesome weapons. So first off, we have the Scythe, and basically this does 8 attack damage like I mentioned, and basically when you hit a mob it affects them with wither each time and ultimately kills them. So definitely pretty cool, and like I mentioned before, it probably isn't worth it to do or craft this using 2 blocks of iron, but maybe if it has the wither effect with each hit, it's definitely worth it. But this is also dropped by our boss, which is the Grim Reaper, so definitely we'll see that later on in the video. Anyways, moving on, we have the Transcendent Sword, which has 1000 attack damage, and this is basically a very OP weapon. Like I mentioned, it has no owner and you cannot craft it and you cannot basically acquire it, so I think it's just added for the moment, until the mod creator adds more stuff to the mod itself. But basically guys, this takes out anything with 1 hit. So let's go ahead and spawn out another pig and just take him out with 1 hit. So definitely very OP. Alright guys, so next we have the pumpkin mace, and like I showed you guys, it has 8 attack damage, and you can craft it by basically using this crafting recipe. It has knockback 1, which is its special ability, compared to the scythe, which is the wither special ability. And basically guys, this has knockback, so if you go ahead and spawn down a cookie creeper from the last mod, if you guys missed that, be sure to go check that out in the description down below, the elemental creepers mod. But basically guys, the creeper explodes and he drops cookies, but you can knock him back using this mace, so definitely pretty cool. So 1 knockback, not too good, but could be very useful if you want to battle creepers. Alright guys, so this is the time you've been waiting for. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 2 awesome bosses added with this mod. Alright, first things first, we have the Grim Reaper. Now this guy's basically found in the dungeon, and the dungeon, like I mentioned, can be found in the plains biome. Now it's above ground, and it's basically a haunted house, and this guy basically spawns there, and when he spawns there, he basically kind of occupies the area, and he does guard the 2 chests. And in the dungeon, if I did not mention, they have 2 chests which you could loot that contains very valuable resources. So this is the Grim Reaper himself, and he looks very cool, and he basically carries the scythe. Now I'm not sure why you can't see it in his hand, but when he kills him, he basically drops it. So let's go ahead and just use the transcendent sword to kind of kill him, and then see if he drops a scythe. So there we go, he dropped a scythe, so definitely awesome. Now a few cool things to mention about this guy is that he's very slow. He has 300 health, as well as each time he attacks you, he affects you with wither, and also has a chance of affecting you with confusion and blindness, as well as the length of confusion and blindness does depend on your difficulty level in the game. So definitely if you're on easy, you'll get it for a shorter period of time compared to if you were on harder mode. So like I mentioned guys, this guy is very powerful considering he's carrying a Sith, as well as he has all this awesome deadly potion, or potion effects that also include a 300 health boost over you. So definitely I'll just take him out using the transcendent sword. Alright guys, so moving on, we have the evil pumpkin. Now this guy is so spooky, definitely too spooky for me, and as you can see, he has a very evil looking like model, as well as he makes some really evil sounds. Now he only has 25 health, and he drops basically everything relating to pumpkins, such as pumpkin pie, shards, and pumpkin seeds. At the moment he only drops the shards because that's basically, you know, work in progress issues. Now using the pumpkin shards that you get from killing the evil pumpkin, you can create the pumpkin armor set, and when you wear this armor set, you get freaking night vision. So this is definitely very useful. Now obviously it's in daytime, so I can't really show you that, but anyways, as you can see, this armor looks absolutely awesome. Now in addition to the pumpkin armor, there's also the bone armor, which comes with thorns 5, and you cannot actually craft this. I'm pretty sure you would craft this using the bone shards, which actually you can't get yet in the game because it doesn't really, you know, drop from any mob. But anyways, this is an awesome set of armor that basically gives you thorns 5. It's slightly worse than the iron armor, slightly better than leather, as well as the pumpkin goes for the same amount of, you know, relatively towards iron and leather. So definitely both are pretty cool. One gives you thorns, one gives you night vision. So guys, I think it wraps up today's mod spotlight. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Take 1 second to drop a like or a comment down below. If you guys want to see more of my Minecraft mods, click on the video to the right. And if you want to see some of my mod survival videos, click on the video to the left. Also guys, don't forget to subscribe to become a Twistificate and see all my latest videos on your subscription feed. This was Team Twist, and I'll see you later.